Chop.
Chop.
He went outside to chop some more wood for the fire.
Can you chop up some carrots for me?
Add 2 finely chopped onions and a clove of garlic. Add 2 finely chopped onions and a clove of garlic.
Chop the meat into small cubes.
He suddenly found that his income had been chopped in half. He suddenly found that his income had been chopped in half. You can't keep chopping and changing like this.
They chopped at the bushes with their knives.
A couple of the older trees will have to be chopped down. Large areas of rainforest are being chopped down every day.
The branch had been chopped off.
A grilled pork lamb chop.
6 more staff got the chop last week.
I might be for the chop. The project might get the chop. This factory might now be for the chop.
A karate chop. With one last chop, he split the log in 2. Jack was grinning all over his chops. Jack was grinning all over his chops.
Has she got the chops to carry off such a big roll? Has she got the chops to carry off such a big roll? Chop, chop.
Chop, chop.
Come on! Chop, chop!
Chopper.
Chopper.
There was a police chopper waiting for us.
A row of huge white choppers.
Chopping board.
Chopping board.
Choppy.
Choppy.
The small boat bobbed about on the choppy water.
Chopstick.
Chopstick.
Chop suey.
Chop suey.
Choral.
Choral.
An evening of choral music.
Corral.
Corral.
Chord.
Chord.
Many of the things she says will strike a chord with other young women.
He knew that what he was saying had touched a chord.
Chore.
Chore.
Everyday chores like shopping and housework. Everyday chores like shopping and housework.
We shared the domestic chores.
I find driving a real chore. Choreograph.
Choreograph.
The show is very cleverly choreographed.
Choreography.
Choreography.
Chorister.
Chorister.
Chorizo.
Chorizo.
Chortle.
Chortle.
Harry chortled with delight. Harry chortled with delight.
Chorus.
Chorus.
Everyone joined in the chorus.
I sing with the university chorus.
A recording of the Hallelujah Chorus.
New voices are needed to join the chorus for the annual festival in October. New voices are needed to join the chorus for the annual festival in October.
The minister was greeted with a chorus of boos.
There was a chorus of agreement from the committee. More politicians have now joined in the chorus of complaints.
Thank you, they said in chorus.
Hurry up, chorused the girls.
Chorus girl.
Chorus girl.
Chorus line.
Chorus line.
chose,
chose,
chosen,
chosen.
He was very successful in his chosen career as a barrister.
Information made available only to the chosen few.
chow,
Chow.
I ordered some chow and sat down. She had to chow down with the others in the cafeteria.
Chowder.
Chowder.
chowderhead,
Chowderhead.
chow mein,
Chow mein.
Christ,
Christ.
A follower of Christ. Christ, that's hot.
christen,
Christen.
She was christened Sarah.
His fans christened him the King of Rock.
The new plane has been christened the Hawk.
We haven't christened the new garden chairs yet.
Christendom.
Christendom.
Christening,
Christening.
Christian,
Christian.
The Christian religion. The Christian church. A Christian minister.
That wasn't a very Christian thing to do.
Christian era,
Christian era.
Christianity,
Christianity.
Christian name,
Christian name.
She didn't like children to call her by her Christian name.
Christian science,
Christian science.
Christie's.
Christie's.
Christmas,
Christmas.
We'll see you at Christmas.
I'll be in Scotland over Christmas.
are you going home for Christmas?
A Christmas present. The Christmas holidays.
Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year, everyone. Christmas cake.
Christmas cake,
Christmas card.
Christmas card.
Christmas carol, Christmas carol,
Christmas cookie,
Christmas cookie,
Christmas Day,
Christmas day.
I always spend Christmas Day with my family.
Christmas dinner,
Christmas dinner.
Christmas Eve,
Christmas eve.
We spent Christmas Eve cooking and getting ready for Christmas Day. Unfortunately, I've got to work on Christmas Eve.
Christmas pudding.
Christmas pudding,
Christmas stocking, Christmas stocking,
Christmassy,
Christmassy.
It looked very Christmassy with lights on the trees.
Christmas time.
Christmas time.
Christmas tree,
Christmas tree.
Chromatic.
chromatic,
A chromatic scale.
Chromatic harmonies.
chrome,
Chrome.
a chrome candle holder,
chrome yellow,
Chrome yellow.
Chromium.
Chromium.
A chromium-plated handrail.
chromophobia, chromophobia,
Chromosome.
chromosome,
chronic,
Chronic.
chronic arthritis,
Chronic asthma.
Chronic heart disease.
chronic unemployment. There is a chronic shortage of teachers.
He was a chronic alcoholic and unable to hold down a job.
A chronic smoker.
The food was absolutely chronic.
Patients who are chronically ill.
The service is chronically underfunded.
chronic fatigue syndrome,
chronic fatigue syndrome,
Chronicle.
Chronicle.
A chronicle of his life during the war years.
His life is chronicled in a new biography published last week.
The book chronicles the events leading up to the war.
Chronograph.
chronograph,
Chronological,
chronological,
We arranged the documents in chronological order.
The paintings are displayed chronologically.
Chronology.
chronology,
It's important to establish the chronology of the events. The book includes a chronology of his life and works.
Chronometer.
Chronometer.
Chrysalis.
Chrysalis.
Chrysanthemum.
Chrysanthemum.
Chub.
Chub.
Chubby.
Chubby.
A chubby 6-year-old.
A baby with round chubby cheeks.
Chuck.
Chuck.
Tanya chucked her bag down on the sofa.
I chucked a few things into a suitcase and left. I chucked a few things into a suitcase and left.
Chuck me that pen, would you?
I think I might have chucked it by mistake. You haven't chucked your job, have you?
Why did Judy chuck him?
It chucked it down all afternoon.
I chucked all my old clothes away when we moved house.
He had a job, but he chucked it in.
I decided to chuck it all in and go to Australia. I decided to chuck it all in and go to Australia. He'll chuck you off his land if he finds you. He'll chuck you off his land if he finds you. She tried to chuck herself off the bridge twice last week. She tried to chuck herself off the bridge twice last week. It was broken, so I chucked it out.
Their landlord chucked them out when they couldn't pay the rent.
They got chucked out of the pub for fighting.
Chuckle.
Chuckle.
What are you chuckling about?
Rosie gave a little chuckle. Chuck steak.
Chuck steak.
Chuck wagon.
Chuck wagon.
Chuffed.
Chuffed.
He's really chuffed about passing the exam.
Chug.
Chug.
The boat chugged out of the harbour.
The economy just keeps chugging along.
Chugger.
Chugger.
Chum.
Chum.
Freddie's an old school chum of mine.
Chummy.
Chummy.
You and Eric have become quite chummy, haven't you? Chump.
Chump.
Chunder.
Chunder.
Chunk.
Chunk.
Ice chunks. A chunk of bread.
The rent takes a large chunk out of my monthly salary.
A huge chunk of the audience got up and left before the end of the show.
Lurie risked a pretty big chunk of change on the race.
Chunky.
Chunky.
Chunky jewellery.
Chunky peanut butter. Church.
Chunter.
Chunner. He was chuntering on about the problems he was having with his car.
Church.
Church.
A short church service.
Church bells.
Mrs. Dobson invited us to dinner after church.
My parents go to church every Sunday. We didn't see you at church this morning.
The Catholic Church.
The church's attitude towards marriage.
Separation of church and state. Churchgoer.
Churchgoer.
Churchman.
Churchman.
Church of England.
Church of England.
Church of Scotland.
Church of Scotland.
Church school.
Church school.
Churchwarden.
Churchwarden.
Churchwoman.
Churchwoman.
Churchyard.
Churchyard.
Churlish.
Churlish.
It seemed churlish to refuse his invitation.
Churn.
Churn.
My stomach was churning on the day of the exam.
We watched the ocean churn.
I pressed the gas pedal, and slowly the wheels began to churn.
She's been churning out novels for 20 years.
The lawn had been churned up by the tractor.
The oars had churned up the mud, clouding the water. The oars had churned up the mud, clouding the water.
Though she looked calm, in reality she was churned up inside.
Shoot.
Shoot.
A rubbish chute.
A laundry chute. The pool had several water chutes.
Chutney.
Chutney.
Mango chutney.
Chutzpah.
Chutzpah.
It took a lot of chutzpah to talk to your boss like that.
CIA.
Ciabatta. Ciabatta.
Chow.
Chow.
Cicada.
Cicada.
CID.
CID.
Side.
Side.
Genocide.
Cider.
Cider.
Cigarette. Cigar.
Cigar.
Cigarette.
Cigarette.
A packet of cigarettes.
Cigarette holder.
Cigarette holder.
Cigarette lighter.
Cigarette lighter.
Cigarette paper.
Cigarette paper.
Ciggy.
Ciggy.
Cilantro.
Cilantro.
C&C.
C&C.
Cinch.
Cinch.
How was the exam? Oh, it was a cinch.
The program is a cinch to install.
Most observers say the president is a cinch to win re-election. Most observers say the president is a cinch to win re-election.
A blue dress cinched at the waist by a wide belt. A blue dress cinched at the waist by a wide belt.
They cinched a place in the playoff.
Cinder.
Cinder.
A cold hearth full of cinders.
The cake was burnt to a cinder.
Cinder block.
Cinder block.
Cinderella.
Cinderella.
Their economy was the Cinderella of the industrialized world. Mental health care has been the Cinderella service for too long.
Cine.
Cine. A cine projector.
Cine camera.
Cine camera.
Cinefilm.
Cinefilm.
Cinema.
Cinema.
It's on at the local cinema.
We decided to go to the cinema.
A leading figure in Italian cinema.
Cinema goer.
Cinema goer.
Cinematic.
Cinematic.
A cinematic masterpiece.
Cinematography.
Cinematography.
Cinephile.
Cinephile.
He is a complete cinephile.
Cinnamon.
Cinnamon.
A cinnamon roll.
Cipher.
Cipher.
An expert in ciphers. Messages written in cipher.
At work she was a cipher, a functionary, nothing more.
Circa.
Circa.
Manuscripts dating from circa 1100. Circadian.
Circadian.
The body's circadian rhythm.
Circle.
Circle.
Draw a circle 10 centimeters in diameter. Cut the pastry into circles.
The children stood round in a circle.
A circle of chairs.
A circle of friends.
He's well known in fashionable circles.
Johnson was part of the president's inner circle.
Sooner or later, fashion comes full circle.
Circle the correct answer.
The plane circled the airport before landing.
The pigeons circled above the terrace.
Circlet.
Circlet.
Circuit.
Circuit.
We did a circuit of the old city. A well-known entertainer on the club circuit.
An electrical circuit. A circuit judge.
A circuit preacher.
Circuit board.
Circuit board.
Circuit breaker.
Circuit breaker.
Circuit court.
Circuit court.
Circuitous.
Circuitous.
A hard circuitous hike.
Circuitous.
Circuitry.
Circuitry.
Circuit training.
Circuit training.
Circular. Circular.
Circular.
A circular table.
A circular bus route.
Circular file.
Circular file.
Circular saw.
Circular saw.
Circulate.
Circulate.
Swimming helps to get the blood circulating through the muscles.
Ceiling fans circulated warm air around the room. Ceiling fans circulated warm air around the room.
Rumours began circulating that the Prime Minister was seriously ill. Rumours began circulating that the Prime Minister was seriously ill. Rumours began circulating that the Prime Minister was seriously ill.
The group circulated petitions calling for a federal law to ban handguns.
Circulation.
Circulation.
Exercise improves the circulation.
Doctors had to remove her leg because of bad circulation.
Police believe there are thousands of illegal guns in circulation.
The book was taken out of circulation.
The Treasury Department plans to remove older coins from circulation and replace them with new ones.
The newspaper has a daily circulation of 55,000.
Let's open the windows and get some circulation in here.
Sandy's out of circulation until after her exams.
Circulatory.
Circulatory.
The heart and circulatory system. Circumcise.
Circumcise.
Circumcision.
Circumcision.
Circumference.
Circumference.
The circumference of the earth.
The island is only 9 miles in circumference. Circumflex.
Circumflex.
Circumlocution.
Circumlocution.
A circumlocutory reply.
Circumnavigate.
Circumnavigate.
Circumnavigation of the world.
Circumscribe.
Circumscribe.
The President's power is circumscribed by Congress and the Supreme Court.
A circle circumscribed by a square.
Circumspect.
Circumspect.
The governor was usually circumspect when dealing with the media.
Circumstance.
Circumstance.
The Soviet Union had been forced by circumstances to sign a pact with Nazi Germany.
I can't imagine a circumstance in which I would be willing to steal. The rules can only be waived in exceptional circumstances. The rules can only be waived in exceptional circumstances.
Prisoners can only leave their cells under certain circumstances.
Under no circumstances are you to go out.
It's the best result that could be expected under the circumstances.
He was a victim of circumstance.
Whether or not you qualify for a loan will depend on your financial circumstances.
People living in difficult social circumstances.
Circumstantial.
Circumstantial.
The case against McCarthy is based largely on circumstantial evidence.
The book includes a long and circumstantial account of Empson's conversation with the Queen.
Circumvent.
Circumvent.
The company opened an account abroad in order to circumvent the tax laws.
We went north in order to circumvent the mountains.
Circus.
Circus.
The first day of school is always such a circus.
The trial has turned into a media circus.
Piccadilly Circus.
Cirrhosis.
Cirrhosis.
Cirrus.
Cirrus.
CIS.
CIS.
Sissy.
Sissy.
Cistern.
Cistern.
Citadel.
Citadel.
The last citadel of freedom.
Citation.
Citation.
A citation for bravery.
Turner was issued a traffic citation for reckless driving.
The essay begins with a citation from Hamlet.
Cite.
Cite.
The judge cited a 1956 Supreme Court ruling in her decision. The judge cited a 1956 Supreme Court ruling in her decision.
Several factors have been cited as the cause of the unrest.
Passage cited above is from a Robert Frost poem. 2 managers had been cited for similar infractions.
Sue was cited in the divorce proceedings.
Garcia was cited for her work with disabled children.
Citizen.
Citizen.
We need our schools to teach students to be good citizens.
The mayor urged citizens to begin preparing for a major storm.
At the time, there were over 2,000 British citizens living in Iraq.
Citizen journalism.
Citizen journalism.
Citizenry.
Citizenry.
Citizen's arrest.
Citizen's arrest.
Brown made a citizen's arrest when a youth attempted to rob an elderly woman.
Citizen's band. Citizenship.
Citizenship.
I have applied for French citizenship.
McGurk holds dual citizenship in Ireland and the U.S.
The school should be responsible for teaching our children good citizenship.
Citric acid.
Citric acid.
Citron.
Citron.
Citronella.
Citronella.
Citrus.
Citrus.
City Hall.
City.
City.
The nearest big city was St. Louis.
The city of Oxford.
The city of Cleveland celebrated its 200th birthday with fireworks and an outdoor concert.
The city has been living in fear since last week's earthquake.
The city is working to improve public transportation.
City centre.
City center. City center.
City council.
City council.
City desk.
City desk.
City editor.
City editor.
City fathers.
City fathers.
City hall.
City hall.
The recycling program simply hasn't been a high priority at City Hall. The recycling program simply hasn't been a high priority at City Hall.
City planning.
City planning.
Cityscape.
Cityscape.
Gray New York cityscape.
City slicker.
City slicker.
City-state.
City-state.
The city-state of Athens.
Citywide.
Citywide.
A citywide campaign to fight racism.
Civets countries.
Civets countries.
Civic.
Civic.
Jackson spent the day meeting with local religious and civic leaders.
It is your civic duty to vote in the local elections.
Civic pride.
Civic centre.
Civic center.
Civics.
Civics.
Civil.
Civil.
They were married in a civil ceremony in May.
Many civil cases can be settled out of court.
Try at least to be civil.
Civil defence.
Civil defense.
Civil disobedience.
Civil disobedience.
Civil engineering.
Civil engineering.
Civil engineering.
Civil engineering.
Civilian.
Civilian.
Many innocent civilians were killed during the war.
It was difficult to return to civilian life after 10 years in the military.
Civility.
Civility.
Please have the civility to knock before you enter next time.
We exchanged civilities when we were neighbours, but nothing more. We exchanged civilities when we were neighbours, but nothing more.